Greetings, everybody. I am Lobo, and welcome to Luna. Got a little wind up on that intro. All right, which one of you guys ordered the water? Was it you with the hat? Yeah, you. Perfect. All right, here, take it. Cheers. This is episode 172 of my Minecraft survival series, and you might remember last episode we spent some time here at the Luna Ferry Terminal getting the interior of this place built, and I think today we're actually going to be focusing on another interior, or possibly several, but the main one we're focused on is the Welcome Center right here, the Luna Welcome Center. And you know, normally I don't spend 2 episodes in a row doing basically the same thing, interiors in this case, because I like to get some variety in there, right? So we're not going to focus too heavy on the interior stuff, like the actual process of it, because you guys basically know what that is. We get the floors in, we get the walls in, we section areas off, and we put decorations. That's basically what we're going to be doing over here, and in other places that we're going to be doing interiors today, but we're going to also be doing some other stuff. So to start off this episode, why don't we go ahead and call Wolford on over, put on a little bit of music, at least get this place right here, the interior of it, knocked out. Lobo, welcome back everybody. So the interior of this place is done, but you might notice that our beacon is currently not in jump boost, it's in resistance. So I have a clip that kind of explains why that is, so we'll go ahead and roll it before we take a tour of this place. All right, guys, mid-time lapse, but Wolford, you see Wolford's over there, he's recording the time lapse, but we're having a thunderstorm right now, which means it's time to break out the channeling trident, and I need a flint and steel also. I'm gonna try to get some mob heads for this place. I know it doesn't make sense, you don't know why I'm trying to get mob heads for this place, but I'm trying to get some. I'm gonna see if I can make that happen. All right, so I managed to get a flint now. Is my elytra on? Yes, it is. I just plummeted for no reason. Oh, and hi, guys. I'll deal with you in a little bit. Anyway, I managed to get a flint and steel, and unfortunately it is on its last legs, but hopefully it's enough to do what we want to do here. I need to find a creeper. All right, come on, everybody get together, come on, and yes, there we go. All right, so we have our charged creeper. Now we need to kind of, I want to do this safely, right? I want to do this in a controlled environment. So we got a skeleton over here. If we can manage to seal these guys up together, that would actually be great. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to make that happen. You know what? Let's just, no. I do want a controlled environment. I'm scared. All right, we'll do that. We'll tote him up. All right, come on. No, come on. I got thorns. Just relax, okay? You're going to get hurt before you get hurt. Okay, we don't need that to happen. All right, I really should have worn my chest plate. Oh, man, this is not good. All right, so zombies in. We need a creeper. We're gonna try to get this zombie's head. All right, come on, follow me right up this way. Oh, okay, here we go. Creeper's in. Okay, light and run. Okay, let's do this. No. No. Oh, I just lit him on fire, and he's gone. And it got splashed in the face. It's in my mouth. Why? Why would you do that? Get away from here. Oh, you're under the tree, aren't you? Oh, come on! Again? Oh, and I need to get out of here. This is bad. All right, that's gonna take me down to a half heart. Oh, okay. You know what? Let's retreat, because if a skeleton shoots at me, I'm done. It's game over. All right, so quick after action review while we wait for our regen. That was bad. That was very bad. I don't know how much time we have left in this thunderstorm. Is it still going? Yes, it is, but I kind of wasted a creeper. There. All right, so I'm gonna let my hearts charge up. I'm gonna change the beacon to resistance. I'm gonna put on my chest plate. We're gonna get a creeper. And we are going to get a mob head. That's the plan. And that would have been great if it actually worked out. Unfortunately, oh, XP? No, XP fell down the hole. It's on its way to the Luna Ferry Terminal. That would have been great if it actually worked out. Unfortunately, the thunderstorm ended. I wasn't able to find another creeper, so the rest of that was pretty uneventful. But as you can see here, we got the villager area kind of, dressed up a little bit, give them a little bit more space to do their stuff, to take naps during the workday, right? That's a lovely bucket. Thank you. Dude's always trying to sell me a bucket. And it's a great bucket. It even comes with a free fish to let go, and then we get continued use of the bucket. But let me go ahead and put jump boost back on this beacon, because we are going to continue to build here. But I find jump boost is most beneficial to me when I'm actually building. Did that actually take? Yes, it took. All right, great. Let's go ahead and take a tour of the Luna Welcome Center real quick. So as we walk in, the main floor consists of the Visitor Information Center, where we have these helpful villagers here to assist any newcomers to Luna with any questions they may have, kind of direct them where to go to guide them, right? And of course, there might be a line occasionally. There might be a wait. So we do have this little waiting area for any newcomers to kind of take a load off, just relax, waiting for the villagers to call their number, get around to them, and help them out with whatever they need help with. And we have a little puppy over here. Look at this cute little puppy. He's here for security, because we have cats roaming around here just causing a ruckus, scratching people. It's a mess. Over here on the back side, we have another side of the Villager Information Center. 2 more workstations here to where, villagers can help the newcomers on this side as well. That's the lore purpose, the functional purpose of this. These guys actually make up our villager breeder. So these guys are actually responsible for bringing new visitors into Luna, newcomers into Luna. They are actually responsible for that. So kind of a double purpose thing. We have some custom paintings paintings hung up around this place. You guys have seen all the custom paintings and stuff before. We got those kind of scattered throughout this place. This is actually the exit. We do have multiple floors to this place, actually. So we have a second and third floor. The second floor consists of the museum, gift shop, and villager amenities. Third floor is the historical and cultural research center. And originally, both these floors were going to be extra offices and stuff like that. But as I got around to building them, I was like, man, this is kind of boring. We're just repeating the same stuff over and over again. Or we were going to. I never actually started putting the furniture in or anything like that. But I decided to do stuff like this. A gift shop, much more interesting than offices, right? So this is where, you know, new visitors to Luna can come in and get gifts and stuff like that. We do have authentic clothing from the mobs around Luna. These are not replicas. These are actual mob clothing. These guys need some pants. I need to find some pants for them. I think I know where I can get some, but yeah, that'll have to wait a little bit. I'll go ahead and take you around this place. So you can see we have like various things you can buy. A lot of it kind of random. You know, you'll notice that going through the museum, we have a lot of random stuff. That's because, you know, as I said, this is kind of a last minute thought. But as you can see here, we have some pretty cool stuff in here, right? We got some pretty cool stuff in this museum. We found a place for two of our dragon heads. They're across the room from each other, kind of, you know, jabbering back and forth, which is kind of nice. We have some other odds and ends from the end, a picture of the dragon fight, right? Picture of the dragon and a picture of us defeating the dragon, which are, you know, makes sense for them to be in a museum. Those are big points in Luna's history, right? So kind of a little bit of an end theme going on throughout here, but again, some of the other stuff is kind of random. We have some armor stands holding items, and basically we use the same item stand or armor stand trick that we used previously in this world. Kind of put a piston right here, push blocks into these, and then, you know, the blocks go into the armor stand, right? That's an old trick. We use that many times in Luna. So you guys have probably seen that before if you have watched this series. Over here, we have a area kind of representing the farm district of Luna right here. So a little museum showing off the farm district, which is over that way. You can kind of see it from here. Not really, I guess. Over here, this was originally going to be the mob head room, but now it's kind of just like a little sitting area for people to take a load off as they're, you know, exploring this massive museum, right? You're going to want to rest your feet because there's a lot to see. Or at least we can pretend there is, right? Burn a lot of calories in this place. And to replenish those calories, we have a little vending machine right here, a little snack area in the back. Get some snacks right here, right? Sit down, take a load off, eat our little snacks, and then we'll continue on about our day, explore the rest of this museum, which consists of one more room, the little mining area, kind of showing where Luna guys start, right? Mining underground, of course, representing the New Moon Mining Company, where we did our first builds of what would become the New Moon Mining Company. So yeah, this basically covers it for the museum for the second floor, having all these little different areas. I think much more interesting than just having random offices scattered about. Next, we'll move on to the third floor, the Historical and Cultural Research Center. So this is where you would go if you had any questions about Luna, if you wanted to research Luna's history or culture. We have plenty of resources here for people to do just that. And this also holds the best views from the Welcome Center. You see the ferry terminal right over there. You can see Luna off in the distance. The landscaping leaves something to be desired, but we will get around to that eventually. But that pretty much covers it with the exception of the exit right here, which of course leads to the Luna Ferry Terminal, where, you know, this pathway representing the fact that villagers from the Welcome Center, new villagers, get brought over here, and from here can get transported anywhere in the world that they actually want to go. Of course, landscaping needs to happen. We already talked about that. Mob proofing with the landscaping needs to happen because the doors to both these buildings are going to be permanently open because Luna, you know, it never closes down, right? But yeah, there's still some more interior stuff we need to do before calling this episode. I want to get the stables down here at the bottom built in. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and clear out a little bit of space for us to work, and then we'll go and try to figure out the layout of this place. Matt, how are you going to just run into a man's house, steal his grass block, and just run off with it? You've been hanging out with those Endermen too much. You're adorable, though. Yes, you are. You are adorable. You know what? You know what, my friend? You can have it. Next step, we need to figure out our block palette, and obviously the stables down here, kind of a little bit different than the design we have upstairs, so our block palette needs to reflect that. Now, since the stables are going to be pretty open, and we want to kind of maintain a sense of cohesion with the exterior, right? So definitely going to have to implement some acacia and jungle into this. And of course, we've built stables in our world before, right? And I'm going to go ahead and show you some examples of what we've done here previously and how, you know, you kind of want to change stuff up over time. So this is the first stable we built in our world. And as you can see, it's just a lot of wood, right? I don't want just wood in this stable. So a little while later, we built this barn right here, right? We added a little splash of color to the outside. We got the red, which definitely makes it pop a little bit more, right? This is also built on a diagonal, much like the stables that we're working on today. But yeah, I think that little splash of color definitely helps. So here's what I'm thinking. We got this warp block right here, right? And I'm thinking, wow, you know, the stable walls, they're kind of like a stone, right? So we can have the interior look like maybe painted cobblestone, because that's kind of what this reminds me of. We could imagine this is painted cobblestone. I think it would be beneficial for me to actually make a permanent hoe, since this thing has more functionality now than it used to. Now, I'm not going to go straight for the netherite or anything like that. I think that might actually be something we might be able to get later. But we'll go ahead and make up a diamond hoe. That should last us quite a while, especially if we can manage to get some good enchantments, and I'll put mending on it as well. Silk touch. Let's go ahead and see what else this will give us. Unbreaking 3, that's not bad. All right, so efficiency 5 and mending will help this out. You know, this is something I should have done a long time ago. It would have been so beneficial to just make one of these when we were actually working on the farm district rather than going through stone hoe after stone hoe, right? All right, so this thing, awesome. Silk touch and breaking 3, efficiency 5, and mending. Do we want a name for it? Maybe the LOBO? LOBO? Get it? Get it? Question mark? No. No, that's kind of silly. Yeah, no, we'll just, we'll take it. But now that we know what we're building with, the next logical step is to go ahead and figure out the layout of this place. And then we can go ahead and just start building up from there, and that'll give us a better picture of what this build is ultimately going to end up looking like. And then we can go in and start adding some actual structure to this place. Now, I do want these support beams, these support pillars, to look like they're actually supporting something, like the roof maybe. So what we could do is go ahead and join them up like that. And as you can see, this is built on a diagonal, so we're kind of doing some asymmetrical symmetry here, because it's going to look the same on one side going all the way down and the same on the other side coming back the opposite way, right? So I think something like this could end up looking pretty cool. Now, for a lot of this, we're going to have just like stalls over and over again, repeated over and over again. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and get the rest of this built. The rest of this should come together pretty easily, I'm thinking. The pants! I found the pants! So there you go, and there you go. Oh, looking so much better, so much more appropriate. Now, I did bring a couple extra pairs because I wanted to throw some in some item frames right outside the stable, like little horseshoes, you know? Open side upwards, so that way it holds in the luck. like as if luck was a liquid, like milk, you know, or like liquid luck, Felix Felicis, right? We want it open side upwards so that way we can pour some liquid luck in it and it holds it in place, right? At least I think that's how it works. We'll eventually have like paths that come down into this area so that way people can ride their horses right on into the stable and then, you know, park them for a little bit while they go upstairs. You can see that sea lantern right there. I don't like that. So we're just going to put you in here like that. So much better, so much better. All right, so I think we can go ahead and do a quick walkthrough of this place. So you can see we got the warp block kind of, you know, on the walls as if the cobblestone walls were actually painted right. I think that's kind of nice. You know, it doesn't, you know, we got it kind of in the background there, so it doesn't stand out too much, but it kind of pops, right? We got some food, some water in each of these stables over here, so that way the horses have something to eat and drink while they're waiting for their people. Little windows, get a little bit of breeze coming in that they don't get too warm, you know? Most of these stables or the stalls are pretty much the same thing over and over again. But yeah, I think this is nice, you know, it works. Now, before we do anything else, and we are going to do some other stuff in this episode. I have stuff I want to get done. I'm going to go ahead and clean up my work area a little bit because this thing is getting a little bit out of control. All right, so we got items going into the storage system. Wolfred has volunteered to hang out over here inside the Enchanted Pickaxe while all that stuff's getting put away, just to kind of keep the area loaded because we're going to be back and forth. We're going to be all over the place because now our villager breeding like section of the world, like the welcome center and the fair terminal are now done. I want to go ahead and put this thing to work. Ow. Basically, I want to have villager trading zones throughout Luna. For instance, I want to have farmers over here at the farmers market. I want to have stonemasons over here at the New Moon Mining Company, and so on and so forth. But those are going to be the two main ones we're focused on today. That was not graceful at all. Ow. But yeah, we have the librarians over here at Dunder Minecraft, our paper company, right? That basic idea, but with other villager types. So we know how we're going to get our villagers, but how do we get them where they actually need to be? Well, here's what I'm thinking. We're going to be able to ferry them over from the ferry docks, and we're going to have like little holes cut into various spots in Luna where we can take the villagers in boats to the districts where they need to be and to the places within those districts where they need to be. And actually, I'm thinking the tunnel leading to the farm district would probably be better placed right here on the kind of diagonal of this little area. You'll see why eventually. I'm not going to go into my plans yet. Reason being, my plans are always subject to change. And as for accessing the business district, I'm thinking maybe having a little passageway hidden beneath the docks over here at the New Moon Bay would probably be our best bet, if I can find a good spot for it. I'm thinking we could probably end up cutting through right here and then bring our villagers through this underground section like old Luna before we built up the city above this. I think that might work. Now, we are going to have to be careful carving our waterways because, as you can see, underground is pretty much where we have all of our redstone for everything redstone related. We don't want to wash any of that out or otherwise interfere with it, right? So keeping that in mind, I'm going to carefully go through here and just kind of cut out the rough routes that we're going to take for bringing our villagers into their designated areas. Oh, no. There is sensitive equipment in here. You need to back off, pal. So our stonemasons will be taking up residence at the Enchanted Pickaxe. As for our farmers, they're going to be staying over here at the farmers market. Now, this place was built for villager trading, right? We had a couple farmers in here previously. They've moved on to bigger and better things. But in addition to that, we also use this place as kind of a secondary storage system. But now that I think about it, the secondary storage, it's completely unnecessary, right? We don't actually need that because we do have a primary storage for all of our crops. We have carrots stored over here. We have potatoes and wheat over in the back area. So I don't think we actually need to have anything. Well, I guess we need to keep our melon storage in here, right? Because this is primary melon storage. But as far as carrots, potatoes, and wheat, we don't need to store those here because there is a separate storage system for those things. So as you can see here, I've disconnected this section from the actual storage system. So now crops just go straight to their primary storage. No need to detour so far out of their way and come over here. So I think what we can do is tear out all this redstone and expand the farmers market to make room for all the new farmers we're going to be bringing in here. So at this point, I feel like you guys should know the plans. You should know what we need to do. And I think what we're going to do is go ahead and get that stuff done. So let's go ahead and call Wolfred on over, put on a little bit of music, and get to work. Welcome back, everybody. All right, so I got some stuff to put away real quick, but I just wanted to go ahead and welcome you guys back. We can go ahead and do the rest of this real quick. Let me just go ahead and empty my inventory in here, get the storage system back up and running once more. I'm trying not to make a huge mess, so I'm trying to put stuff away as I get to it. These will go in here. This is just my chest of stuff that still needs to be broken down and smelted and all that. But yeah, now we can go ahead and have a peek at the Enchanted Pickaxe. Our expansion to it, because this was built in October 2017, 3 years ago. I think this was probably our first build in this world, so therefore our longest running project, since we did go ahead and make some changes to it. As you can see here, members only beyond this point. I got rid of the little stonemason area that was out front here because we needed a bit more room for those guys. So we went ahead and gave them a little bit of extension to their area back here. And as you can see here, you know, the whole area is really kind of basic, not really like the interior we did earlier, because remember, this is a build from 2017, right? If we were to go, you know, as big with our interiors as we do now, things would look different and they wouldn't fit in with the aesthetic that we had established for this place previously, right? So no, I'm not just being lazy. This was an actual choice I made to kind of have it small. I mean, we did use some blocks that weren't available back then, the spruce trap doors specifically. We used a lot of those. I think if those were available, I probably would have used them. The campfire as well. Maybe even the scaffolding, you know? So, I mean, there's some additions to it because we are building this now and not then. But yeah, I think it works, right? Now, as for the functional part of this, moving our villagers around, I'm making use of soul sand to kind of raise our boats or raise our villagers to where they need to be. That way we can quickly get them to their areas. And we have a little soul sand stairway right here, which I think is pretty neat. That kind of helps us bring our villagers over here. Hopefully they don't take damage. I put half slabs up there so that way, you know, their face wouldn't end up inside a full block. So hopefully that works as far as getting them here safely. We can also check out the updated farmers market, which was built in January 2019. So another old build, but not quite as old as the Enchanted Pickaxe. As you can see here, we've kind of updated this to accommodate more farmers because that's going to be a big way that we continue to get emeralds in this world, right? Because I need to start the collection again. This is how we're going to bring our villagers up using this soul sand bubble elevator, but it also provides me access down here to these tunnels below the farm district. That way, in case I need to make any changes to the redstone or fix anything that's broken, I have easy access to all that stuff. Now, eventually we will go through our old areas and kind of do some updates. You can see I added lanterns to the inside of this place, right? I've also added some lanterns around the outside, and man, that just gives it a whole new feel, right? It looks so much better with like actual visible light sources. I mean, otherwise this place just seemed to be glowing at night. I will have to get some more lanterns, talk to our librarians and all that stuff. But yeah, eventually we'll go through Luna and kind of update a lot of stuff. But now it's time to see how this whole system works. You ready, guys? You ready? I'm ready. Let's go ahead and do this. We'll go ahead and turn the villager breeder on. We will close this trapdoor over here, and then we'll go ahead and start picking up villagers and bringing them to their designated spaces inside Luna. Oh man, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm hoping that all the work we've done over these past few episodes, because I've been like grinding away at this, trying to get this operational, I'm hoping that it's all going to be worth it. Yes, right into the boat. Let's go. Welcome back, everybody. We now have a room full of masons here behind the Enchanted Pickaxe, along with a couple other guys as well. These guys just would not pick up jobs for some reason. I don't know why, but that doesn't mean they're without purpose. I have an idea of what we can actually do with them. These two guys over here, the two jobless guys, and there's also a farmer back here who seems to have linked to the composter at Dunder Minecraft for making bone meal out of the excess sugarcane. But what I'm thinking we could do with these guys, if you will get into the boat. Why are you standing on top of the boat? No, get in the boat. In, not on. In, not on. Come on, guy. Thank you. Yeah, something's wrong with this guy. Anyway, he does have a purpose. We're going to bring him out into the actual city of Luna eventually and just let him kind of wander around, because I really do want that feel to Luna where like it's an actual like city housing villagers, right? Anyway, we were talking about the stonemasons here, and we are able to trade with them and get a pretty good amount of stuff. As you can see, we're stocking up on bricks now, which is nice. We've also opened up the quartz trade for them. We've traded them up to master, so now we have quartz. And these guys are getting kind of expensive, and I want to discuss that in a minute. But yeah, you see we have the block of quartz trade. He still needs to reset his trades. But talking about the whole, I know some of you guys are going to want me to do like the zombie villager conversion thing, where we take one of these guys and convert them to a zombie and then back to a villager. If you're thinking that, you obviously aren't familiar with how I run things in this world. I see myself as kind of a nice guy, and you know, purposefully turning a villager into a zombie just to turn him back so I can get a discount on trades, I don't think that's very nice. That's not something I would do. I, however, do have an idea of something we can do to discount these guys' trades, though, and I'll get around to that in just a moment. But we're going to go ahead and check out the farmers market over here in the farm district so I can show you these guys. They are also all traded up to master level. Those guys that took their trades as farmers anyway. One guy became a stonemason for some reason. Anyway, as you can see here, these guys are also starting to get a little bit expensive as we trade with them. But this is going to be a good way for us, especially once we get them discounted, to get some emeralds here. And this guy needs to reset his trades. It looks like you're resetting your trades right now, which is perfect. So as you can see here, we can just stock up on emeralds, and that is just going to be great. I kind of miss the old villager trading. That worked a lot better for me, but I'm getting the hang of this new villager trading thing that they introduced in 1.14. Yeah, anyway, let's talk about the villager conversion stuff. Zombie conversion stuff. And to do that, we'll make our way into the labs at Wolfen's laboratory to our old zombie spawning room, which we used to convert zombies into drown, right? But now I'm thinking we can use these chambers here to convert the zombie villagers. Well, actually, no, we're just going to collect zombie villagers in the chamber, right? And as you can see in Bedrock, which we've converted the world to, zombie villagers do spawn from spawners, which is just great for our purposes. Now, right now, the zombies will go straight into the kill chamber right here, but there is a way to divert them into the holding cells. It's just been so long since I've used it for that purpose that I don't remember exactly where the switch is, but I will find it. I'm gonna have to look through some old videos, but I will find it. Anyway, the point of this whole thing is that we can actually collect zombie villagers now for the sole purpose of converting them into actual villagers to bring into our city and to also get us some discounts. So once we have some zombie villagers collected, we can then just easily run them through tunnels underground via rail to beneath each of these little villager trading areas. So we could put it like a holding cell under the ground here and then cure the zombie, and he would shout up through the floor, "Hey, this dude just cured me. Hook him up with some deals," right? Because there is an area of effect to zombie curing, at least in this version. I have to check on the other ones. But yeah, that would be really great for our purposes. Then once we have that villager cured, we can just release him, say, up here, so we can do some trading with him if he becomes a stonemason, or just let him go into the city and wander about, you know, and enjoy his day. But we're getting off topic. That's all future stuff. I'm very happy that this actually ended up working. You see these guys are already hopping into boats. They're ready to go. They're ready to get to Luna, right? So the villager breeder, this whole welcome center project, excellent. It worked out perfectly. They're cranking out villagers at about the rate I bring them into Luna. So we don't get too many villagers stocked up here, and it kind of shuts itself off automatically once villagers do start adding up, which is also great. I'm going to go ahead and hit the manual shut off to this though, so that way we can, you know, just make sure we don't, you know, they don't accidentally crank out too many villagers here, because I don't need them coming in constantly just when we're actually ferrying villagers over into the city, right? Oh, man, it feels good to have this project coming to a close. It's been a big one. So we finished up the interior to the Luna Welcome Center today. Previously, we finished up the interior to the Luna Ferry Terminal. We finished up the exteriors to both the Welcome Center and the Ferry Terminal. And all that's really left to do in this area is the actual landscaping, which is what I think we're going to get around to next episode. So yes, we will be spending one more episode in this area just to kind of wrap things up. But that's going to be it for us today. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please be sure to hit that little thumbs up button because that would mean a whole lot to me. And if you want to see more, please remember to subscribe. But as always, I just want to thank you guys for hanging out today. I deeply appreciate it. And until next time, I am Lobo, and I will see you guys later.